So hello everyone on YouTube. We're going to be doing these sessions every Monday, and we're going to be talking about the ascension energies and what we sense into and how we sense it and how you guys can tap into that too. So we've been doing these for a while, so there are some replays in our libraries for you to have access to, but you'll have to bear with us while we get used to kind of handling the comments on YouTube, because this is a new platform for us going live on. So welcome everyone. And I just wanted to say before I introduced ourselves that there's been a video on the 2023 Ascension forecast that has got quite a lot of views and quite a lot of comments. And I just want to say thank you to everyone. It's been quite a surprise to see that it's been taking off so much and everybody's been seeing it. And this is on my Trudy Marie channel, Trudy Marie Williams channel. So it's been quite exciting to see that finally some of our work is getting out there and people are seeing it. So I've been telling Alicia and Ava about this as well. And it's kind of like, we've gone from 30 to 40 views up to almost 800 views. And I can't remember what the last count was of comments and likes and what everybody's been saying about it and how useful it's been. So it's been pretty amazing.
Yeah,
so I'm just going to hand over to Alicia. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. The connection's been really nice to receive that and feel that kind of connection and that community growing there a little bit. So that does feel really great. And again, so Trudy, I said thank you, but us too, we're saying thank you too for connecting in and joining in.
So exciting, eh? To start the year off this way.
Yes.
That could be the sparkle you guys are seeing.
So what we're doing is get everybody to turn their cameras off while we're live, unless you want to be part of the recording, which I don't think people do, and then we'll turn them back on once we're finished. So just let everyone know we're on Zoom at the same time as we are on the live session, because after we finish going live, we then go back and chat with our Zoom attendees. So we've got people giving us comments through Zoom, and hopefully people will communicate with us through YouTube too. So yeah, it's been quite a nice surprise seeing that take off, because, you know, getting any momentum on social media is quite a struggle with getting your work out there and getting seen. And as we've been standing for being seen, heard and understood, and standing up for our message and what we want to deliver, this was quite a nice reward for us to see that happening. So I'm Trudy from White Star Soul Guidance.
Yes. My name is Alicia with my mom, Eva, and we're both co-creatrixes of Crystalline Ascension.
And today we've come here to talk to you about what you can do and what energies are available to tap into the new Earth energies to create the best year for yourself this year. And I think for us, we have to consider that it's not just the best year for us, but it's the best year for what we're going to do for the Earth as well, because everything we do now as an individual is going to have an impact on the new Earth. So I hope you enjoy what we're going to share today. We've got a couple of pointers. And I say we are very much New Earth leaders in terms of frequencies. A lot of what we see in here are the frequencies, and then we learn how to use them and how to utilize them. So the sharing that we're going to be doing today will be from that context. So the first kind of points I wanted to go through, I've got a few cards that we're working with. Even though we use cards, we actually only use them to help translate. Our visions come in through the multidimensional realms, and we connect to a divine intelligence or higher consciousness to get these messages. So the question we're always asking is, what is the right frequency to be working with right now? And it's important to understand that, because the question is as important as the reading. And if you are already a light worker, or if you're a starseed and you're not quite sure where you want to go right now or how this new year is going to unfold for you, then tuning into these frequencies is how we're suggesting that you start getting more connection with your soul purpose, your value, what you're here to deliver, and how you're here to deliver it for New Earth. So the first point we wanted to touch on today, I've got my list in front of me, is that we may all be feeling that since last year that things perhaps didn't go as successfully as we thought, that things weren't showing the momentum that we expected for all the hard work we did. And the message we're getting is that, don't worry, there is more going on behind the scenes than you realize, and to keep chasing your dreams, that things are unfolding. And I like the quote that came with this that said, things will always turn out right in the end. And if it's not all right, it's not the end. And that's the real message for this year. There's a lot of new frequencies to work with. So keep designing your dreams, keep chasing them. If you can't take any action right now, if it's not the right time to take action, then start tuning into the quantum and designing it in the quantum space. The other things to be aware of is that there's been this real energy of shifting from the old to the new. We've really seen this ability to close that door on the old and move into the new. So if you want to have a new life, decide that now and start creating that now, and just close the door to the old. And this kind of leads into what Alicia's been seeing.
Yeah, I felt that when I was tuning into the energy, it was all about this abundance frequency coming in that was allowing us to, or inviting us to rewrite our future and rewrite and co-create that new earth, and just asking ourselves what part of the future that you would like to rewrite. You know, that's a deep question, and maybe not a question that we've always questioned ourselves, but it is the time to start dreaming that future, that heaven on earth into being. And rather than just saying, let's co-create new earth, really get into tune and rewrite.
Sorry.
All good?
I was trying to get that up so I get the comments. We're good. Thanks.
Perfect then. Yeah. So that was what I was tuning into as well.
And Ava, did you have anything that you were sensing into this kind of the closing of the old into the new?
I did. The vision was, when I was tuning in for today, the vision that was shown to me is that once we, as a mass collective, we start focusing on what's emerging in the new earth, what's emerging in the new waves, what's emerging in the new frequencies. And we're going to be so, like, the word curiosity of abundance is what was filtered down through me. So if we start focusing and tuning into that curiosity of abundance, we're not gonna have time to look at what was in the back. And I saw a lot of the shackles and the chains and the prisons that we put in ourselves. They're just going to drop because there's nothing sustaining them anymore. There's no energy being given to them. So it's like the dynamics of the struggling to bring in the new systems is changing and we're becoming all more visible. And that's fantastic news for all of humanity.
And that kind of resonates with what we were saying about thank you for seeing our videos, because that was like out of all the times we've been posting and sharing, and then suddenly for that to happen, to me, that was a real good sign that we're seeing that manifesting into reality, that things are changing. And I know that, like, some of the messages just before Christmas were that don't focus on the problem, focus on the new future. Because if you focus on the problem, you're only going to come up with a solution to that problem. Whereas if you focus on a future, you're more likely to have a more expansive view of what you want. And if we can do one thing for ourselves this year, then don't ask yourself what problem are you trying to solve. Ask yourself, what do I want to build? And don't worry about all the blocks and the issues that might block in the way. Let's just focus on the desire of what you want to build first, and start defining that, and start doing sort of soul journeys to imagine building this in the quantum to see how it's going to look. And you'll find that you'll get more clarity on what you're here to do at this time. So the second aspect that we wanted to cover is that keeping your vibrations as pure as possible. So that kind of leads into what we're talking about, the past and the future, the problem or the solution. There's a very strong energy right now. We're manifesting more quickly than we've ever manifested before. We can see things coming into our lives much quicker. So you only have to spend one day feeling sorry for yourself or feeling a victim or going back into the past before you'll start seeing that showing up in your present as your experience. So there's a lot of templates and things that you can start working on internally, which I think Alicia has got some advice on that, to bring that energy forward, so that when you are having a bad day or thinking of the past, that you very quickly switch and become aware of that mindset and switch it back to something positive, which is the solution you're here to build.
Yeah, I was seeing a lot of purification right through the roots, right from yourself, right to Mother Gaia's crystal core, and really tuning into the foundational roots that you have and really purifying them. And from there, from Mother Gaia's crystal core, coming up to rebuild those new foundational roots in the most purest organic essence that you can have here. And what I was seeing and tuning into was that there was architecture available for you and your human body to be able to release so easily the pain, the trauma, rather than holding it into our body. So I was seeing a lot of more easier purifications coming forward. That's what you said, you know, how you had said about moving in and out with one day with a purifying, rather than spending those weeks and those months and trying to purify, trying to heal yourself and going in deeper and deeper. It's going to come more and more quicker the more and more you tune into it and allow that purification to take place. So it's just really upgrading that architecture of the body in order to be able to release more easier and also to be able to integrate more of that light. But I do see more stronger foundation of the roots coming forward if you really work on that from the bottom up, from the crystal core, that organic essence.
For sure.
Yeah.
How about you, Ava?
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep going on that one with Alicia. So what I was seeing is beautiful diamond seed crystals forming inside of us, and most of our body is of water, right? So what they were showing me is putting it into the water system of our physical body and allowing these diamond crystals to really bump into our cells, tissues, organs, or have our organs and bones, bring them to them and really flow through them. And again, it was all about curiosity and what could it unfold within the curiosity within our bodies. And then it was really planting down into Mother Gaia, like let's flow it down and really ask what Mother Gaia can receive and what can it send out into the world. And what I was showing is it's with enthusiasm, and she's opening up and she's allowing new energetic footprints to be created by us new world earth leaders.
Definitely. And I think what this is kind of telling us is that it's no good us doing this work without having everything around us aligned. It's about hanging out with people who are cheerleading us into where we want to go. It's about cleansing the land, cleansing is, I'm not talking about like tidying up, but energetically cleansing your house, cleansing all the old energies, and really becoming aware of the difference between the old and the new, and then being discerning about what to keep in your life and what to get rid of in your life. And if we can master that, again, I think that's another major step forward into our 5D consciousness, and that will kind of create the year that we want, because we'll just be more in tune with what we want. We won't make all those mistakes going down the wrong paths, choosing the wrong people, choosing the wrong projects, and then thinking, oh, the universe is against us. Instead, we'll be much more focused on this isn't right for me, but that is, and then we'll find ourselves in a much more direct path to what we want. So I'm just checking to see if there's any comments coming in. On the live chat on YouTube, it looks like it's up, but I could be wrong. So if anybody is putting comments on there and I can't see, then I apologize. We'll check into them later if there are. And we've got a few comments here coming through on Zoom. Things are coming to me faster than before, is what Lillian's saying, so she's confirming that. Curiosity for abundance ahead. Marta's saying, yeah, that's great. I love it. Yeah, so these are kind of, what you might notice is we're not telling like what to do right now. We're telling you what new frequencies to become, what vibration for you to live every day. And these frequencies are really important because we know that how we feel and what we vibrate is what we attract into our lives. And use your outer world to see what's there in order to change your vibrations. So the next aspect was kind of relating more to our outer world, but it's still in as well, is how do you define love? And we're not talking about love to how we love ourselves or love our boyfriends or love our family. This really does now come down to the point of how much do you love being on Earth? How much do you love being a human? How much do you love your human experience? And redefining all of that energy and like noticing, you know, when your heart isn't quite in something, and connecting to what love actually means. And I'm going to hand over to Ava first for that one, because she's seen these heart seed energy coming in.
Yeah, that's a deep question as well. But with the love inside, like, I just feel that, like you're saying, it's so new. Like I could easily have went off this planet many times. And the point now is how can I be, how could I collaborate with Mother Gaia, with the new earth? Who can I become? And it's almost like it's changing to frequency waves of love, right? And it's about the discernment of the truth within us and what we're bringing into us. And I just really feel that there's a heart expansion going on, but at this time, I don't even know what it is. All as I know is that I feel like it's going to be more sound waves, more frequency waves, and we're just going to be connecting to each other in a whole new dynamic, a whole new paradigm. And we're just going to be holding higher vibrations, and then we could easily and quickly integrate them, and we could co-create with ourselves, with the universe, with everybody on on a higher frequency level. Like it's the unknown, right? So we can't even, like, it's hard to even picture, because it's just flowing to us as we allow it ourselves to receive it.
Yeah, it's so true. And that kind of takes us back to who you hang out with can really boost you up versus dragging you down. It's that critical now that we really start to learn what the frequency of love really feels like, and not put up with some of the abuse that we've allowed to be called love in the past. How about you, Ava?
Myself, with the old paradigm, we weren't able to experience that higher vibrational of love. So we were out there always looking for it. So we would just identify certain things to love. But I think it's all this newness, this new earth energy coming in. And I think that's what's happening inside. We're getting really excited. It's almost like, oh yes, I remember that feeling of love. And it's kind of like that reminder inside our physical bodies, in our templates, in our architecture, to remind us that this is what love is going to be feeling like. And like you said, it's almost like jumping on that wave, or getting on that ride now, that roller coaster to new earth. And we're all getting on, and we're all picking up and tuning into these frequencies of love. And each step we take forward, it's kind of like a more deeper reminder of, yes, this is what it feels like. Yes, this is what I want to create. Yes, this is how I want to live and be in. So I think that's what is really exciting for this new year, is that you're really noticing the difference of that heaviness of the old earth to that new freshness and that new love and those new joys of new earth coming in. And it's our body kind of like, I got the message that we were kind of like setting, the magnetism was resetting inside our bodies to understand this feeling of frequencies and vibration within our human self, if that makes sense. So a lot of gravitational shifts for the human body.
And the thing is, this isn't, again, just like a behavioral things. This is almost going right down to our cells. Our body is physically evolving to hold these new frequencies too. It's like our physical bodies weren't able to hold some of these levels of joy before, and our DNA and our blood and our bones, as you mentioned earlier, are all recalibrating. And often now, when we're taking people on soul journeys, we don't just say, see this visualization, this is what you've got. We find ourselves literally weaving that energy and encrypting it right down into the cells, right down into the genetics of who we are as humans. And I think that's really kind of fascinating, that for somebody who's very galactic connected, the three of us are very galactic connected, to be weaving at that cellular human level is quite intriguing, really, isn't it? It's been quite a paradigm shift for us. And I kind of guess that's yes, okay, we were all about bringing down the cosmic energies, but now we're realizing we're now about weaving the two together, is one of those paradigm shifts of the old going out, the problem not being there anymore, and focusing on the solution. And we're not saying that life's going to be easy or that everything's going to go away, because we've still got our soul lessons to learn, but we can start reframing a lot of our experiences now to see that maybe some of these challenges that we've got are helping us wake up and remember to what skills we are here to birth, and why to try and basically, as an apprenticeship, for us to retrain and use these skills, because we've forgotten so many of our most amazing powers that we've got. And yet we've got all these challenges in front of us, almost nudging us to say, use your power, you've got it. That's why we're showing you this challenge. So it is going to be a huge balancing act for us to really, it's simple, close the door to the old, open a new, but it's going to be quite a challenge for us to really get past that. And that love and understanding and clarity is going to be the key and the strength that we need to move forward. So the other aspect, gone.
I was going to say, I want to add on to that. What you were saying there is, I do see, when you were talking about that, how many more people are actually going to be grounding more and coming back home to their human body, versus that one that we always wanted to leave. I know we always want to leave or be up in the cosmic, but I do see a lot of grounding to be able to expand that out here in this reality, so that everyone's coming back home into their human body, versus they thought of going home to another place.
Yeah, and that's why the other video that I did is taken off as well, because that's kind of what I was introducing is, as somebody who's never really wanted to be on Earth, as somebody who's quite happy to go back to the cosmic realm, I've noticed this shift and I'm confused by it. It's like, why is my body happy to be here? Why am I excited about what's happening right now? What's changed? So yeah, definitely the work that we do, because the three of us do a lot of work together to enhance our soul, to make our bodies happier, to contain more of our soul essence is always our goal, and to bring in more abundance and to try and create that heaven on earth, where three of us are always working on that for the planet and for ourselves. And yeah, obviously what we've been doing has triggered that change in us, and we can see that it's possible now for others too. And I think that kind of leads me into the next point, that we're going to need to help us get through, because we're exhausted, we're tired, we've been going through some rough times, then we need something to help bolster our spirits and push us forward. And I think that is appreciation. It's interesting, it wasn't gratitude. And I suddenly realized that gratitude is a different word. Gratitude is being grateful for things that have been given to you. Appreciation is for what you've done. It's taken that energy into your power. It's empowering you. It almost feels like gratitude is an external thing, that something happened to you, whereas appreciation is what you managed to create for yourself. So it's kind of saying, look at where you are now and where you were 2 years ago. You know, really look at that and journal about the changes, the smallest of changes. Remember frequencies, not just external life. How are you handling certain situations differently? How are you feeling about things? And really tune into that. And then you'll find that you'll see that things have been shifting and things have been moving. Like the first point I made, you know, about even though you think nothing's happening, it's all happening. Then the appreciation will help you do that. So how do you guys feel like about appreciation versus gratitude? Because that was an interesting comparison for me.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, if you want. Yeah.
It was a couple of years ago. I met with a lady, and she had brought up the same conversation, and she had sort of explained to me that same concept about gratitude and appreciation, and how much more powerful appreciation actually really is. So when I started using it in my daily routine, I would go around my house and look at all the, because I manifested, like what we don't realize is sometimes is everything that in our house we manifested. And we should be so appreciative that we have the capacity and ability to manifest so easily. So I was going around room to room, appreciating everything in my house, like all my books, all my tools, absolutely everything in my house. And what that brought is a sense of being present. So I felt more present in my body as I appreciated. Gratitude, I feel like you could make up anything. I could be grateful for the air, but that appreciation was just so much stronger, so much powerful in my body. And that really raised up my frequency. I thought, you know, and that's when I first started practicing it.
Yeah, definitely. I would notice it was a higher frequency than gratitude. So yeah, definitely. How about you, Alicia?
I think now that you're mentioning it, I love that how we're all diving into words lately, how everyone is expanding on new frequency of the words and what it actually really means. But when I'm feeling into that, I do sense that I am receiving more of an appreciation for others, and for like kind of like those really appreciation for those intimate connections and communications, and just with my family alone, or just expanding that out now and really appreciating that and feeling that soul to soul connection. I think that's where that appreciation is showing up in my life at this time.
But also, you know, you're saying what you're appreciating, but you created that. That's the appreciation. You need to then take the one step next. You created that. And that's what we want to appreciate, is because we're so easily, things that we do natural and things we do easy, we don't appreciate because we don't see it as special. And yet we look at somebody else doing something and we can appreciate their skills. But now it's time to look and bring that back to yourself, and to really notice that, oh, do you know that when I had the cup of coffee with that person that I was called to have, it made them feel better? That's the power I have. I'm able to do that. So why do I feel, you know, that I haven't got a power to change the world and to connect into what we have achieved in our lives? So I've actually got some comments coming up here on the comments on YouTube, which is quite a nice surprise to see them appearing. So Hutchins is saying, you ladies are on point. This is what I was speaking about likely on my ascension chat. So cool. Yeah. And this is another thing about connections and things, because I feel the more of us connect up and say the same thing, we'll have like this unified message we send out to the world. It will help others connect as well. It's when we all use different language and make it complicated, then it's hard to see a theme. But if we're all saying the same thing, then that's even excellent. keeping one's frequency and vibration as high as possible to the best of our abilities. Yeah, sounds like you're on the same wavelength as us. That's transmuting constantly. Yeah, excellent. Had a massive heart activation on the 4th. Thought my heart would pound out to my chest, and thankful my oversoul talked me through it. Yeah, that's an amazing. And third eye crown chakra activations. Yeah, that seems to be what we're seeing as well. On the 12th, I got etheric wings activated. I feel amazing. Says we've only got code names, so that was somebody called Psyche. I think I'd pronounce that. I'm trying to read them in the small writing there, but yeah. Lillian saying, as I listen to what you're all saying about appreciation, I can feel it's a frequency and how loving they are. Yeah, that is the whole one. And Marta said, I can feel the difference in frequency now as well. Cool. So if that's all we've learned today is how to tell the difference between gratitude and appreciation, then that's amazing, because that's the one we want to be in. We want to, we want to inspire thought leaders and new age, not even new age, no, new earth leaders, thought leaders. And the thought leading we need is this real understanding of frequencies and how to create and be this alchemist. And we need to be having these conversations like, why are you using that word when you could use this word? Because the power's in our words as well. And this is part of the how you can create the new. Again, it's quite a simple activity, but it's hard to keep yourself in check because of the frequencies you want to keep. Hatch Hutchinson's inviting us to visit and speak exactly your topics. So yeah, we'll get in touch. Thank you. So we'll as Hatch Hutchings, and if any of us can write that down, but I think it'll be in them. I assume the chat gets kept after this, but I'll take a photo in a moment just to make sure. So after that, after appreciation, the next point was that we've talked about the cellular level, the deep templates within the body, but also there is still to remember that we are still star children and we still have access to our soul tribes. And part of the work we've been doing with spiritual liberation has been seeing people reconnecting to their star tribes in new ways and deeper ways so that we can now get more downloads. It's almost like you have this backup group up there waiting to support you, and we need to communicate with them and ask them for help and ask them for guidance. But we also need to report back on our humanness so that they can understand what it feels like for us to be as a human, bringing this light to earth, so they can also support the humanness part of us as well. And as part of that, I think that's the new love energies, that galactic connection. When you go up and you feel into that energy on a galactic level, it's a completely different type of love sensation than what we might ever have experienced on Earth. So tune into that and let them guide you on why you're here and your soul purpose. Let them guide you on how you could be more comfortable in your human body on a cellular level. Let them give you the downloads, the tools, the keys, the templates. Just be open to receive all of this. And you'll find that you'll have way more help than you realized. But it is a very subtle energy. You have to get good at tuning into it and feeling it. So Alicia.
Yeah, for myself, I feel that as though when I'm connecting with my soul tribe family, it's almost as if we're in a council meeting. And that's right. My favorite part is that we're all coming together and we're all working together on different dimensional levels, different consciousness. And what I'm noticing too is that a lot of soul tribes are being manifested here on the physical plane as well. So you'll have access to both, where if you start connecting to more of your soul tribe, some will stay in the etheric space and then some will be presented to you and come to you and attract to you in the physical form. And that's really nice to see, I think, because we were all searching for our soul tribe and we're always searching for it in the ethers, but a lot of the soul tribe are going to be created in the physical as well. But it's almost as if you're talking to your friends. So do make time, make a relationship with your soul tribe and do connect in with them on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, just like as you would with a friend. Yeah.
And Ava?
Yeah, I've been using them more and more often as well. My soul family, my soul tribe, because some of them have, passed, and I go, well, if they passed, they lived with me for this many years. They must be a part of my soul family. So I'm beginning to communicate with them up there. But I also like explaining on an energetic level of what we as humans need down here and how they could support us more. And I'm asking for more support and I'm opening up more support. And at the same time, like Leisha says, they're going to, I think there's going to be pathways and footprints that are going to help us meet each other. And whether it's virtual, like with Trudy, who's like overseas with us, but she's a part of our soul family, and we know that, and we love her so much. But that's what's going to happen, is we are going to be meeting them here on the physical, and then we could ask for the support in the ethers, right?
And when we get our downloads, that's what we're tuning into sometimes, and then we're picking up on frequencies, but there's going to be soul tribes involved in, and memories of our star system, even if it's not like the Pleiadians or the Syrians. It's not as simple as that. Any frequency that you're receiving right now is probably coming from your soul tribe in some form. You just might not know what they're called, but everything we're sharing today is technically coming from the cosmic realms. You know, we're bringing this through, we're birthing it. Again, we're tapping into the tools and our gifts, and some of that's even bringing us new 5D skills that we might not have realized, new ways of presenting information, new ways of healing, new ways of being. All of that stuff is available to tap into. And it's not a matter of us creating those things. We just have to remember them. It's like there's a veil. That stuff's there. You're here. And all you've done is forgotten it. And you just have to pass through that veil and find it all again. So it's not as how much hard work as you think. It's a different type of hard work. It's about trusting, opening up, keeping your vibration high. It's a much, much different set of tools. So with your heart stuff, Ava, did you have anything more to share on that? Because that kind of fits into a download that you've had today.
Oh, yeah, I did do a download, and, I could share it. I could do the full on a YouTube, or like we said, after when we get together. But I just really feel from the heart, it's the waves, the frequency, it's just a different bandwidth that will be expanding within inside of us and reaching out to other souls and to Mother Gaia. I just feel Mother Gaia is going to be really important this year. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I also feel with the heart, I feel like the karmic implants, karmic issues are going to be dropping quite quickly away from us, because we're not in need anymore. We need to move forward now. So I feel that's what the heart is going to bring us, is more forward.
Yeah, I suppose that links in, doesn't it? Because we've been getting a lot on spiritual liberation. We've been doing workshops helping people release a lot of this karmic old contracts. And one of the things we do with that is to activate a happiness template within the body. So that is that kind of the love, allowing the love for yourself to come back in. So that kind of fits, doesn't it? And when you say more work with Gaia, are you talking about being out in nature more, connecting more with her?
I feel communicating with her. I feel going even deeper. Like one of the visuals I had was going deep down into Gaia and just connecting with her, because she's shifting as well. And why not? She's going to welcome all our beautiful thoughts, all our love thoughts, and we're going to be creating new sprouts. I feel new sprouts, new cities coming up, and we will be those new seeds and new cities.
It's like that fits our ascension particle, doesn't it? Because that came again for us who are constantly in the etheric kind of galactic realm, and then suddenly we're told about this new particle that's coming up from the earth that's going to start impacting the earth. Was again a huge paradigm shift for us. So it is tuning into both ends. Yeah, nice. How about you, Alicia?
Yeah, I was going to say it's like that rebirth from Mother Gaia that we're all going to be experiencing, that rather than that rebirthing through the cosmos, it's going to be right from the underground, right from Mother Gaia herself is going to be rebirthing us into more of our organic essence. And like you had said, the ascension particle will assist with that new breath of life coming into us through that organic essence.
Yeah, because I've always kind of seen us as light pillars, and the kind of cosmic light comes through us, we transmute it, it goes into the earth and then back round again. And we are part of like an ecosystem that the light has to come through us for the earth to be able to absorb it, and then vice versa. It kind of supports us in return. So I've got a couple of comments here. So Marta said an interesting thing. She said, she just remembered that gratitude comes from the Latin for free of charge, and appreciate means something that has a price. So isn't that interesting as a switch, which I feel fits with what we were saying. Yeah, that's interesting. And this is so true. If we look at the Latin meanings of words, we get a completely different meaning behind them than we do. And Mandy is saying that she's noticed her record keepers are asking her to open the records of Gaia from my perspective in order to communicate with her. So that kind of fits in with what you're saying as well, Ava. Yeah, the one thing we do know is that between the Akashic records have expanded out into a more galactic one, we're also now do sense this more, like the ascension particle thing was really weird for us, but that did open up a whole new communication from the primordial soup of the earth, which was a huge new communication, the new Kundalini dragon energies, not the elementals. This is a new life force energy that is available to tap into our body. And we're seeing these communications coming through as well. So that really fits with that. And it's about us listening, because each of us will translate it differently, but each of our translations is really, really important to put into the collective so that everybody gets an option to have the right frequency for each other. So excellent. And we've got Heidi saying, beautifully said, Ava, and great live, ladies. Namaste. Thank you. We're almost done, so we're going to be finishing soon. We have gone over a little. Sorry, we were a bit late starting with some tech issues. So what that kind of all came to me was that the image that I've got as the kind of main image for this particular month was this rather creature, and she's a spellcaster, and her hair's full of earth and leaves, and dress is made of these golden leaves, and she's holding this beautiful, you can't quite see that, but she's holding this beautiful ball of energy. And there was a lot of gold energies that we felt coming in for this year, this abundance energy showing up as gold. And I think if we can do everything that we've spoken about right now, then we're getting to the point that this abundance frequency will be attracted to us naturally, because we've changed our frequency. We're appreciative. We're closing the door on the old. We're only focusing on what we want in the new, that we're embodying all of these templates. We're connecting to what Earth has to share. Then we just become more magnetic and more glowing, and we attract, therefore, the life that we want and the abundance that we want. And this spell singer is about casting spells of wonder and delight. So I think that kind of sums it up quite nicely there. So have you ladies got anything else to share, or we're getting to the end now?
Yeah, when you were speaking a little bit about that, was that I was hearing the word enchanting and the enchantress and creating that, enchanting the world with new magic, that beautiful divine magic. So that's what I heard when you were speaking into that.
Mm. No, I do. I say, I kind of, on one hand, I'm a little bit nervous to kind of say, yes, this is the energy we got, but I haven't felt this for such a long time. So I don't think I've ever felt this energy, actually. So on one hand, it's like, is this true? Is this really, really true? And then I'm trying to say, correct yourself, truly, keep in that vibration, keep making it, keep focusing. Yes, there's a lot of bad things going on, but if the more we raise our frequency, the more we can counterbalance that. And at the end of the day, you know, we've got the ability to create our lives in our small universes, in our communities, amongst our families. Even if all we ever do is practice these within our families, we can see a shift. And you know, with people that come to our courses and things, when we talk to them afterwards, they come back and they tell us about the shifts that they've had in their local family. And that's all we're talking about here. We're not talking about go out and change the whole world straight away. We take one step at a time, because we don't want to be stopped by the thought that our mission and our sole purpose is so big that we don't know where to start. Bring it back down. What can you do today? Which of these things that we've shared today can you implement and integrate today and start making changes? How are you going to monitor it? How are you going to know if you're actually progressing? So how do you know if your heart is expanding? Can you measure it? Can you ask yourself, can you tune into the answers? And then see what happens. And that's probably the most unusual advice for how to create your newest, best future. But it's all about the frequencies now and how you feel.
Definitely.
So if anybody's just checking if there's any other questions, but I don't think there is. I've got the YouTube ones coming up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to sign off from the live on YouTube, but we're going to carry on with the people on Zoom with us so that we can carry on. So ladies on Zoom, don't disappear, ladies and gents. We're going to come back to you and we can turn our cameras on and have a proper chat. And we've got, I think, a couple of frequency activations. We'll call them activations. So Alicia and Ava have a little exercise for us to practice in the Zoom. And for YouTube, thank you for listening. We're so happy. And again, thank you so much for watching our Ascension Forecast video and for watching one of the other videos on my channel, which is really taking off right now, to my surprise. So I really appreciate all the comments and the likes and showing up for us today.
Perfect. So thank you for sharing your time with us. If there's anything you would enjoy us to speak about, please put it in the chat. But we're going to put the links to our Facebook pages, our group, for our Spiritual Liberation website, and watch for the link for our 2023 energy forecast that is on YouTube. So once again, thank you so much. And like I said, pay attention. There will be links below for you to continue with us.
Excellent. So we're going to be doing these live every Monday, and it'll be about 30 minutes, and hopefully we can get the tech up and running a bit quicker next time. So thank you all for joining us, and bye to you too.